I feel that democracy should be fair. And for the moment it feels like you don't have the chance to make democracy fair. You're denied a referendum, and then you have to make one in a tricky way in order to be able to do at least something, and then that result will be questioned by people who maybe will not like the result. So it would be much better if you actually could have a real referendum, even if you don't want to have a different relationship with Spain than today. At least everybody could express their opinion fairly, and that's the basis for everybody respecting the decision. Of course, other governments would not like to interfere what the Catalonian people choose, but if they choose a new future, different future, then of course we would have to react. And I would say, if a new state or a new region or whatever you should call it wants to apply for membership, then why would we deny anybody that? I think that should not be used as an argument in the campaign, like, oh, but if we are not a part of a union with Spain, then maybe we will not be able to be in the European Union. Absolutely not. To be part of a European Union is democratic criteria, human rights criteria, and some economic criteria, and Catalonia would for sure fulfill all of them. So that should not be used as an argument. You cannot use the EU as an excuse in this referendum campaign. They would have a veto then. I know, that's a problem. But I see, like, if the conclusion of this process is that you're in an unhealthy relationship, an unhappy marriage maybe, the best thing for both would be to be good friends and have a nice relationship and tight relationship after as friends. And I think on a state level that can also be logic sometimes. So my experience is that people get angry when changes come sometimes, certainly changes they don't like, but in the end, the mutual best thing to do is still always to have good relations with your neighbor. And if they change structure, if they change modus operandi, fine, let them do that. But to be angry with your neighbors for a long time is always the worst strategy. So I'm sure people everywhere in Spain would see the benefit of having a good relationship, whatever Catalonia decides in the end. Of course, if you wouldn't like to have this at all, you would call it not a referendum. But whatever you call it, if you vote a clear majority of parties who want a different future for Catalonia, then how can you stop that process? Whatever you call it, it's still a reality because they are elected, they are there, and they want this change. So even if you don't want to recognize it as a referendum, there is still a political reality. You will have a majority that has a clear mandate from the people to do something different. So you can be as much as you want in a corner and say, no, I don't like this. It doesn't matter. The reality will be there. Well, that depends, of course. If people in Catalonia want the relations to be the same, then it's no reason to bring it up here. But if the Catalonian people want to change the relationship, and certainly if there will be some kind of conflict with Spain regarding the relationship, then of course it will eventually end up in the Council of Ministers meeting, and then it's the EUFS committee who gives the Swedish minister the mandate to do and say what we want. So then we will have to come back to the issue.